call this committee meeting of the Airport and Transportation meeting to order at 5:05.
05. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming. We don't have a huge agenda, and it's as much informational as anything at this point, but I wanted to give you a heads up on where we were, and I think our council at the November meeting discussed some of these topics, and you weren't here at the November meeting, so I want to make sure you were aware, because there is going to be a request to the council at this coming up meeting in regard to authorizing us to advertise for bids and projects. As you may or may not remember, the painter had just recently finished the tavern, the gazebo project, and we'll be doing curb and gutter work for it. Also was awarded painting the roof on one of the hangars. If you remember, one of the hangars was really rusty out there, kind of yucko, and he hasn't done that yet. And I told him it wasn't a pressing matter and cold weather, and it's supposed to be a certain temperature, so we may see that later on in the winter getting finished. The second project is replacement of the asphalt parking lot at the administration building. We received bids on that project. I think we had 174 and 54. There was a mighty spread on the project, and council has voted and authorized us to award to S. Walker, the local contractor. It was a new parking lot, and it was a new apron from the taxiway into the hangar. T-hanger aprons, I guess, would be the proper term. And the bid price was 54. Jason was agreeable to hold his bid until after the Virginia Department of Aviation meets on February 8th. Okay. And so what we need to do, and we sat down with the Department of Aviation, is we would like to apply to them for grant funding. We hope at a fit, because I think this is maintenance money. This is not capital project. This is more maintenance, correct? No? This is capital.
Yes.
We would be eligible then up to 80%. Is that also correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Maintenance typically is 50-50. Capital projects is 80-20, as we conferred this afternoon and make sure that we had our numbers right. So the concrete work is being requested under capital improvements, and we'd be eligible for 80% of $54,000. Okay. That has been submitted. The initial scope of the project has been submitted, and the bids have been submitted, and so we expect that will be on the Aviation Board's agenda on the 8th of February.
Is that what this construction estimate is?
No, that's a different project.
That's a different one, okay.
The construction estimate that you see there is for project number 3. And I apologize, these copies are very hard to read in size, but we have an existing building that's 40 by 33 out there now. Okay? The termites have eaten it up. I think it was an old hand-me-down kind of a thing. It doesn't look terrible from the outside, but it's pretty bad structurally on the inside. So one of the things that we would like to do is build a new maintenance building. This is strictly a building, and the reason we want to do that is, one, we've got leaks in the roof. It's just an old roof, and we've just purchased a new tractor and new equipment, and we'd like to keep that as pristine as possible. And number 2 is, all of our fueling activities are being done out of a shed on the tarmac. Okay? It's a little shed like you buy off the side of the road at one of these places, and we would like to have a climate control office with somebody who is buying fuel, perhaps from a private corporate jet or general aviation, or even the military guys can come in and sit down in an office, typically after hours, because a lot of that flying is done at night and the weekends, and that we can do their transaction where they can pay us for the fuel. We do have a credit card machine out there. It's called a QT pod, so we don't have to be there for every general aviation fuel. Okay, not every general aviation, which is typically the 100 low lead avgas, and then we also sell jet fuel, and that's primarily a military sale. Okay, we have 2 types of gas out there. We have general aviation 100 LL low lead, and the other one is Jet A, which is a jet fuel. That's kind of universal. The Navy, Army, everybody uses be there.
Do you have any private people coming in using that?
I think Joe does some fueling. I think the guys that all keep their airplanes out there, including Joe, I think they just taxi right up to the thing, just like a gas station, put their credit card in and go on. but we'd like to have an office where somebody could sit instead of having to stand in a shed. And do that. Because the shed is also used for sampling. We have a sample every day. We do filter tests every day and all those kind of things. And we just want to make sure we got somewhere decent. And
Is the existing building being used right now?
it's got a lot of storage stuff from the Carriage Museum in it. There's a lot of just old junky stuff. And then it's got lawnmowers and weed eaters and our tractor, the broom that we just bought. And I think ultimately we may end up buying some kind of a snow plow or something like that.
But it's just a garage.
It's a garage. And 99%, or excuse me, 70% of this project will be a garage again. We're just putting wood frame up, but we will have a masonry CMU exterior. Okay?
Half wall, or just all the way?
All the way up. We're gonna go all the way up. Okay?
Is this gonna go in the existing space? I mean, they're gonna tear the old one down and it's gonna be built right on top of where the current one is?
We're gonna use the slab, exactly. We may have to expand the footer a little bit on the outside, but as far as the slab goes, we're gonna reuse the slab. The old debris,
No, all the stuff that's currently in there.
we're gonna get it out before that happens. I don't know, armory, maybe, I don't know. It's old pea shellers and stuff like that. It's not a huge amount. It's probably 4 or 5 antique farm implements that are in there. We gotta find a place, I don't know. Haven't really thought about it that much, but we'll find something. And then a tractor just to sit outside for a while. Joe has a hangar out there and put lawnmowers and stuff in. We can do that. It's my intention to bid out, and if you look at this first diagram, even though it's a little difficult to read, this is the approximate footprint now. This would remain storage. This would be where the office and the sampling area. Okay? Our expectation would be that we would bid out the building, we'll do the demolition, but the building itself, the construction, roof, trusses, garage door, 4 walls, okay? We would bid that portion of the project out. The difference is, because we are the guys that work for the town are as talented on wiring and doing things like that, they're just as good at doing it. There's not gonna be a bathroom in there. We may have a refrigerator with some water or something like that, but no, we don't, because there is a bathroom out there that's accessible.
Is there? Okay.
So we would do the wiring, we would do the interior framing for the offices, all that kind of stuff. And we may have to go out and get the carpet done. So it's my expectation to act as the general contractor of the town and bid out those portions that we don't have time to do or we're not as good. And that way the guys can get inside the building in the wintertime and they'll be able to work on, oh, we got a day when we're not doing something different.
Is this a metal building or is this
It'll be a wood frame building
wood
with
frame?
brick and block and
Would be in the existing site?
existing site. There's already a building there, we're just gonna push that.
How
a
long
little
would the construction last?
bit. I would say that's a good 60-day project.
Okay. So there's gonna be people coming in who will not have access to shelter while this has been constructed.
Well, no, keep in mind, we still have the FBO where Joe's office is.
Okay,
That's still a public administration building.
okay,
Joe just fixed it up for us and pays us a small amount of rent.
that's right.
And we can't get back in their administrative offices, but there's a bathroom, a lounge,
And
a
that's where.
refrigerator, a meeting room.
Okay.
Those are very much public and they stay open, they can get access.
What
So
about-
somebody can still get inside. We may have to shuttle the credit card machine back and forth to them and do stuff like that to get things done. But right now, they're doing it in a shed. So they
Is there
can
any,
do it at Joe's.
if they come in, is there any transportation to town if they
There
want to?
is. We tried that at one time and we just didn't catch fire. But since Joe is out there now and he has his office, he provides a courtesy car. There's no Cadillac that Joe's wife, I think, used to drive around. And if a pilot needs it, they coordinate it through the secretary, and his secretary will coordinate with him. He will use the car.
Okay.
He provides a courtesy vehicle, clean bathroom, toilet paper, all the
Yeah, there-
amenities that we.
Well, there is a business in town that's providing a courtesy shuttle service too.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, Joe's providing one at no cost to the town, and I don't think he charges the pilots either. He just has an old car out there, not an old car, but an older vehicle, and if a pilot needs a ride into town, they'll check out, I'm sure they get their information, insurance. Send it out. Okay. What I'm gonna ask you guys to consider tonight And council may or may not have voted on this. I think we talked a little bit about it at the last council meeting. I'd just like a recommendation to allow me to seek bids, to advertise for bids. And that's really where I'm at now. I just need to bid it out and see where we're at.
Did you look at what a metal building costs? Because that seems
I
high
did.
for a stick.
The reason we went with the brick, it's more expensive, no doubt. I can do the middle building for tens of percentages less. We wanted it to appear and look like the administration building, which is brick. Now, when we look at the roof, the roofing system, it's an expensive metal roof, but it's close to that fueling pad in the event of a helicopter landing there to fuel, and that's what that pad is for. We don't want shingles blowing off, so it's actually a standing seam metal roof. It's an expensive roof on there. But that's intended not to get damaged with high wind or an Osprey landing there or something like that. So we're building a little fancier. Now, keep in mind, any portion of this, and we intend on applying to the state. In fact, by about 4:30, we were still putting documents and sending them to the state, because today was the deadline to submit any of that information.
There's a typo on this. Do you need to get that fixed before sending it on? The name of the building,
The price?
Blacksburg, not Blackstone.
It is Blackstone, not Blacksburg.
So, I don't know if that's gonna matter in that.
B&B consultants will be very embarrassed.
Yeah.
Tell them that. In addition, we'd also like authorization or any recommendation from the committee to include authorization to apply for, again, capital improvement funding, which we hope would be as much as 80% for the shell. They've already told us they're not paying for the administrative offices to be divided, for an office and a sampling room. They'll do the footprint and the four walls. And,
What's the cost for the other?
which means,
If they don't, they're just doing the shell, what is the cost
I
for
think
the?
if you look at this price, I think they did break it out a little bit. It says, finished area, office and
Okay.
lab. That's $125 a square feet. That's, about $50,000 that they would not participate in, I believe.
Okay,
Okay, and then the demolition, they've got 15,000. I don't think our guys are gonna spend $15,000 to turn it down.
okay. Would they
I do
be,
think there's gonna be less. And remember the concrete sidewalk? We already approved of replacing that concrete sidewalk. So, geotech and material testing, I don't see us doing any of that. This is just an engineer giving me a grant application estimate, and it's on the high side. But they will not participate in that $49,000 portion of it. Okay. And we would like to continue the process. And the two items are, because I don't think council has acted on either of these previously, would be to authorize soliciting bids for that portion on the outside. And if you look at also, I think there's a drawing at your desk that shows you pretty much the basics. We're gonna wire it, we're gonna do the HVAC stuff, we may have to sub out some of that, but it's our intention to try to act as the general contractor and administer the project. That was the question. And then the other would be to pursue Virginia Department of Aviation grant money. And because of the deadlines, we've already submitted paperwork and our request, but there's still more to do. I think we still have to submit to them additional information because their meeting is on February 8th. And today we had to have the scope of the project submitted, and I think there may be additional things. I'm sure there's not. Did I get that right? Oh, Lord.
We actually,
Didn't have to submit those scope simply because we're self-administering, but today was the deadline to submit scope full project. Is that right? Hi, got it that time.
Your motion to allow Philip to authorize him to seek bids and to go after the capital improvement grant with the Department of Aviation.
so moved.
Get a second.
second.
Discussion, other discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. I will tell you, I think Tom reported also that he and I had an opportunity to meet with the Adjutant General on the day before on the day of, and just before the Fast Seed grand opening. Tom and I went out there and talked about sewers and tap fees and all the, capacity on the sewer, but I think that my experience, or my impression was, the Adjutant General was very bullish on Pickett, and the airport being part of that. I think one of the things that we want to make sure we understand, and what they, I can't say committed, but verbally told us that day, was they are looking at some improvement to the runway, okay? And that runway, 4,000 feet now, 4,500 feet,
I don't think it's that.
they're looking to extend the runway.
Sure that it, he was talking extending it 5,000 feet. There is no way.
It's like doubling the size of the runway.
There's nowhere to go, because you're gonna run into 40 going one way,
And
you're
so,
gonna run into the wash rack going the other way, you're gonna run into the Fast C.
You'd be in the middle of Fast C. So there's discussion about expanding the runway, but the purpose of the bringing this up tonight is, I think there were some hard feelings years ago over a Navy outlying landing field or something.
Right.
And I wasn't here at the time, but I think it was pretty hot, where they were wanting to land Navy jets out here, and I think
With the
guys-
touch and go?
Yeah.
touching it really loud, and you know, you're not gaining even the fuel cells, they never land, they just take on, you know. So, he verbally told us, and the general has been nothing but straight up with any dealing out there with him, was that this is not for fast movers, and I think that was the issue, because they're really loud. F-33s or F-35s and all that.
F-18 Hornets and 35s and, well, I forget what the other thing. but-
Crazy
Yeah,
loud.
He's looking more at the C-17s. They
Those are
want
pretty loud.
transport aircraft to come in, which is what we have out here now.
Yeah, they do it now.
C-17s are coming in now. You got,
But you can do C-5s, is that the great big one?
I don't think a C-5 it can land, but it can't take off.
But if they extend it,
Yes, if they extend
Then
it,
it could do
then they could, yes.
I think that may be what they're more wanting to. But I think they got the message, and the fast mover jet was not something we were crazy about then, and council certainly hasn't really given an opinion on it yet now. And in general, been great to tag, and been straight up, so. And again, he's pretty darn bullish on the airfield. He thinks it's gonna grow. It's gonna be an integral part of what's going on. He thinks Pickett's gonna grow, activities at Pickett are gonna grow.
Do they have a 24-hour coverage for the tower?
And I can't tell you what it is exactly, it may be 8 or 12 hours,
Okay.
but it's not,
They had
At
at
night.
one
Yeah,
time,
it's
have-
better than what we had. When I was there, we had like, Gary.
Gary sitting out there, yeah, and going to lunch, and, yeah, 12.
And now at least they have tower coverage, but
They
it's
have
not
tower
24
coverage.
hours.
And they have an actual airport operations director now, that's out there. Airport's okay, it's all right. And Joe's feeling pretty good about it, and he's satisfied, and the airspace is working, and the guard and UAV Pro are all getting along, as far as I know, with airspace, and Joe's respectful of training requirements. It seems to be working pretty good.
New phone, I don't know how to work it.
The red button. Push the red button. So that's what's going on at the airport. One other thing that I wouldn't mind talking about, now or in the future, we got 5 minutes, so I'll burn through 5. We don't have a good sign at the airport. You ever notice that? When you drive out there, there's no sign.
welcome, we
Yeah,
need to
it's a
say
little
welcome
sign
too.
that
It's a green sign.
Yeah,
about that
Perkins
big.
Airfield, yeah.
I'd like to do something more with a pedestal mounted kind of a thing. I don't know about a lighted sign or anything, but you know, something with a little masonry pedestal maybe, and
We'd be similar to what we have the welcome signs for Blackstone.
something like that. And welcome to Blackstone.
Blackstone Army Airfield. Well, I would think we could get the guard to pay for half of it.
Well,
You
so
know,
yeah.
if we could, you know, if we said we'll pay half, they'll pay half.
It's just so much more activity out there than there was when you were commander. And back in the 90s, man, it was tumbleweeds going through there. Coyotes, I mean, it was like the Wild West. There was nothing out there. Now there's really 75 people, 60 people working at UAV Pro, and Joe's got something going on, and the guard's using it. You got 4 or 5 employees that are working out there now, so it's a lot more going on.
Is there any welcome center material out there in that admin
He's
building?
got, you know, little flyers, welcome to Virginia.
Good,
Department of
good.
Aviation will lavish that kind of stuff on you.
Okay,
But what I would like to do is look at a sign on Route 40, right there at that Dominic Corner Road intersection, where Check is right across the road. It's something tasteful. I mean, maybe I'd just catch up with one of these sign companies in Richmond, see if they can help me put something together, or the gal that helped Josh with his branding, Judy Ellington, she's very, very thoughtful and can do drawings and maybe do something like that. And then Department of Aviation may participate. I think we need a little something out there to say, this is where the airport is. Because if you don't know where it's at, and you're cooking, you may go drive it on by that restaurant and not get in there. Okay? And maybe something on that sign that will also have the names of the businesses, you know, UAV Pro, Textron Corporation.
Because it is an industrial park.
Technically, it's industrially zoned property.
Yeah.
And the county owns adjacent tracts, and those are zoned industrial as well.
They could leave room for them to be, other things to be listed. Yeah, that'd be nice.
County can help pay for it too, yeah.
Yeah,
Or he said, don't waste your
Okay, let's
breath.
call Ronnie.
That's
Ronnie,
what
good
I know
idea.
is gonna happen. That's what just probably come to a grinding
Ronnie, if
halt.
you're watching this, we need your help.
Give us a sign.
Yeah, we'll look for signs, see what we can do. See what Department of Aviation says, oh, these people have done signs before, why don't you call these folks? And it's a multi-month process, and it may even be into the summer before we're ready to do something. But what I'd like to do is ultimately get you like a drawing. I'll take a look at A, B, and C, which one you like. Okay. That's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
We got anything else? We'll adjourn this meeting at 5:28.
Oh, good. Thank you.